Hey guys, quick question for you. Who's that clown?
See
Who,
that clown over there? Who's that clown?
who is
Who
it?
is that?
I who invited you, clown? Clown.
Clown?
So it went like this. We're recording the episode now. Hey,
Hey,
how y'all doing?
we're doing good.
Maria like dropped her mic. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening on Maria's end.
Guys, I totally forgot to even plug it in, so I just plugged it in.
Right, right. So
Sorry.
maybe
Right.
you're the clown then. Maybe that's
Yeah,
like
so
the
Maria's the
question.
clown.
The thing, so when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
And girl, are you bitten?
Yes.
She bit.
Do you guys know what that's from? Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
that's from Monique's Academy of like what is it? Etiquette, manners.
Yeah. I don't really I mean I haven't like seen the source material, but it's like I have years of Stan Twitter. I'm like it's just such a fun thing to quote.
It's yeah, it's her. It's this reality show that she had where like she was trying to like teach girl like women how to like be mannered, but it's like reality TV craziness. And there's like people from
Yeah.
like Flavor of Love that come on. I'm pretty sure she's talking to Pumpkin, who, if you guys are all familiar with Flavor of Love lore, is arch nemesis of Tiffany Pollard, New York. Um,
Mm.
of
I am
Bye
much
Pumpkin, Bye Pumpkin. That's the titular pumpkin.
Yes, yes. I am much, much, much more familiar with the Rock of Love lore than I am the Flavor of Love
What's Rock
lore.
of Love?
It's Flavor of Love, but with Bret Michaels of Poison.
Oh God, of course you're familiar with Bret Michaels' Rock of Love.
It's, I mean, it's kind of heritage, honestly. It's so legendary for my mom and I, and my friend Katie and I, we watched it like as soon as we graduated college, and we both had remote jobs. We like watched Rock of Love during our work days together. It was just so much fun. But Rock of
So
Love is crazy. It's crazy.
watching reality TV while you're working from home is kind of like a rite of passage. Like you kind of haven't lived until you've done it.
I
For
haven't
real.
lived.
Yeah, you girl, you better start living. My first one was MasterChef. I watched MasterChef all the time with my roommate Rin right out of school when we were working from home together. And it's everything.
It's everything.
Well, Pop Girlies, are we gonna get some hot tracks up in here?
Yeah.
Well,
Are we
Drew,
ready?
what is it then? What is yours? Are you gonna tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell it. Um, so I've been listening obviously to this album nonstop since it came out, and we'll obviously get into that gig. But I wanted to, because I'm obviously such a Gracie Abrams stan, I wanted to throw it back to kind of the first rumblings of Miss Audrey in Gracie's discography. So my hot track for this week is Feels Like.
Did
Such
she
a sweet
write
song.
Feels Like?
Yeah, no, but it's about Audrey.
Oh, it's about Audrey.
That
I start to feel like,
song
oh,
is
my research
about
is wrong.
that song is about her and Audrey going to see showing in like somewhere in the Northeast. They went and took the train to go see the Harry Styles fanfic movie together. And that's what she wrote that
After.
That
song
what that
about.
song is about?
Yeah.
Have you
Girl.
guys seen the After movies?
No, I haven't.
No.
Girl.
But that's what it feels like it's about.
You must. I mean, to maybe heighten your experience listening to the song, you should probably watch the entire film franchise.
Right. To have the
Yeah.
context. To have the
Yes.
context.
They're a hoot, I'll tell you that.
But yeah. And it's weird because Gracie, I feel like, doesn't make music like that song anymore. Like, I feel like that song has kind of passed in her
Yeah.
sound, at least for now. But it's a really great song.
That
Um,
song's kind of an outlier too on that
yeah.
on that pro, you know what I mean? Because that
Yeah.
the whole thing is so depressing, and then that song
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny, Drew, because I actually was really close to picking Rockland for my hot track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then I
Oh.
I went with something else. But I was
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
was really close to picking Rockland.
Oh. And then Maria would have chosen another Gracie song.
Yeah, and then we would all would have been Gracie Trinity.
Yeah.
Well, I can go
Well,
because I
so
just
what did you
talked.
decide?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was really close to picking Rockland because what I've been listening to this week. What have I been listening to? Well, I've been listening to so much Taylor, but I feel like I can't just do her another time. It's just too much. It's too much. And, Showgirl is coming soon. And then I'm probably going to be just spamming with Showgirl. So I just can't. I have to take a break. So what I decided on,
Take a break.
what, oh God. Is that whose favorite song is that?
Mine.
That's yours.
That's the most random favorite song from Hamilton.
That song is so
That's
good.
honest. I think that's like a really awesome favorite song from Hamilton.
I mean, it's a great, but it's like there's just like 12 songs I would think of before
Oh, it's
like
so good
guessing that
though.
one, which I think that's what happened when you tried to have me guess what your favorite song was. I think I went through like 15 other songs before arriving at that.
I do have a close second, but
Well, okay, are you gonna
wait for it.
class? Yeah,
Oh,
great.
well,
Yeah.
legendary legend.
Well, yeah, hashtag wait for it Saturday.
Yeah.
Hashtag life
But
doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints.
It takes
but
a
I mean literally the Angelica rap in that song is so good. In Take a Break.
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. I thought you were talking
Oh,
about wait for it for a sec. I was like, are you listening to
Yeah,
the
I played
extended
the entire
version?
song in my head. I was
I
like,
thought it was like, what the fuck's she in that
I
song?
am inimitable. I am an original. That's not Angelica.
That's Renee off stage. Oh, funny. Well, Maria, just for clarity, what's your favorite Hamilton song?
Yorktown.
Yeah.
That's so you. You're so Yorktown. I can't even stand it.
And yours, you will you be satisfied?
Never. I will
Okay.
never be satisfied.
The
Uh,
global collapse that's gonna happen when the three of us are in a room together watching the Hamilton film.
Honestly, Loki Hamilton, I think could be the first pop girlie's perfect
I
score.
know. I
Like, I kind of am scared to do it because I don't want our first perfect score to be fucking Hamilton, but I do feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen.
Maria, you we should think about doing that.
Does the burden of doing the Hamilton episode fall on my shoulders?
Maria has the burden of a straight 10 episode.
Maria has to do the Lin-Manuel Miranda research.
I have to do the dissertation on
Yeah.
Hamilton. I write it at his with well, what was the thing of like Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote Hamilton using
Maria
Find
wrote
you
the
right
other
like you're running out of time.
59.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
It's like he did that giant like PBS interview and he was like, "Yeah, I like wrote half of Hamilton in Hamilton's house or something." Do
Oh,
you know
no, I don't know. I thought you were making a nonstop reference.
Oh, I
No,
yeah, I thought we were talking about why are you writing like you're running out of time.
well that for sure, but like actually though, I think like Lin wrote like part of Hamilton using his like actual desk or something.
Oh
You
God.
calling him Lynn, like you guys are on a first name basis.
I mean, I think if anyone on the planet says Lin, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Uh,
But like
Oh, we
Lin,
must do that soon.
we
I
must do that soon.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Pop Girlie, sound off in the comments if that's something you'd like.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube and
Yeah.
give
And
us
only
those
give us five
five-star
stars.
ratings. If you don't want to give us 5 star, we don't want your review.
So
Yeah.
5 star is actually the only rating where if you absolutely hate it and you absolutely love it, it's the same rating. So if you want to give us 5 stars, if you don't like the podcast or you love the podcast, you just give us 5 stars
But yeah,
because it
because if
means
you
the
try to
same
not
thing.
give us a 5 star review, there's actually going to be a bug in your phone and you're going to
Yeah,
get a
it sends a
virus.
virus
Yeah,
that
so
even
If
an
you don't give
iPhone
us
can't
five
kill.
stars, you will start coughing in 10 days.
literally, you're going to die in 7 days.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, my
So wait,
hot track.
you're not, you didn't
Yeah,
even
what's
say
your
it.
No.
it's gonna be he's gonna be like, so I decided a Taylor song.
No, I just made. So you weren't listening clearly because
No,
I
I
just
was
made that
listening.
whole point that I'm not doing Taylor. No, so the other thing I've been listening to is I made a playlist this week for. Anytime I'm in a play, I make a playlist for the character that I'm playing, and I'm doing a show right now that I'm so excited about, and it's a very different kind of character for me. And so this week I made the playlist, and I've been listening to that a bunch. And the one that I decided to go with is a song by the supergroup Boy Genius. It
Oh,
is Not Strong Enough. I've been a Boy Genius warrior for a long time, longer than all of y'all who hopped on the trend. You know when you did. Because not you, Drew. I'm not talking about you.
Oh,
You
I thought
listen
you
to
were talking about me
EP.
and Maria. I was like,
No. Well, I don't
Why
know
am I
Maria's
in it?
history. No, I'm talking about the little TikTok girlies who are trying to tell me
oh,
about Phoebe Bridgers
yes, yes,
because they
yes.
listened to
I
her for
got
the
you. I
first
got you.
time in 2023. Meanwhile, I was back in September 2017 listening to her debut album. So don't recite the ancient magic to me because I was there when it was written. Okay. And let's just be clear on that. Uh, and I love
That's such.
Virginia since their first EP. I actually prefer their EP to the record. I just think it's better. But this song is from the record. It's my favorite song off of it. It's so good, and it's not strong enough. I think that song
Oh,
is amazing. That song is
it's so
it's just
good.
like classic to me. Like the second I heard it for the first time, I was like, this song is just like a classic. It sounds like one of those songs that like I feel like you've always known just because like it's so immediate and like the lyrics are so great. That chorus is amazing. The build and the bridge, the always an angel, never a god is like immediate god tier lyric. I think the three of them, I love when they all get a verse in a song. I mean, I obviously love, when it's like one of them leading and the other two are supporting, but I love when they all get a verse. And I think this is a great example of that. So yeah, I've been listening to that song a bunch this week. So that's my hot track.
Yay.
Love.
Okay, Maria.
Yes. So, for me this week, I've been kind of on like that whimsical vibe. So I've been
Oh, that one.
that
So now
one.
we're making words.
No, no, that's real. Look it up. But I've been very much on that vibe. So I've been in like the Kate Bush bag. I've been Cocteau Twins. I've been Bjork. I've been Jeff Buckley. So I've been kind of like in that sphere for like the week, obviously including Miss Audrey. But I feel like the song this week that has stood out for me the most has been Army Dreamers by Kate Bush,
Oh, that song's good.
which is a great song. Love that song. And I actually listened to all of Never Forever, which is Kate Bush's third album, I think, which is the album that Army Dreamers is on. So had a fun time listening to that. And actually like really surprising because I think Army Dreamers had like a big TikTok moment. It actually on Spotify has more streams than Babushka, which I was really
Yeah,
surprised by.
I've noticed that on Apple Music too. It's like higher on the popular songs than Bushka,
Yeah, I was like, wait,
which is weird.
lest we
That song is
forget the
so good.
slayage.
Babushka.
It's so good.
Maria, you'd be so proud of me because guess what I was gagging to this week?
What?
A Cocteau Twins song.
What song?
Just this little hit called Ice Blink Luck.
Oh, that's a really good one.
That
That's a
one
really good one.
was well because remember you sent me that one and I was like, I don't know if I'm gagging to this because I couldn't understand what the fuck she was saying.
Uh-huh.
I understood this one more, and I was like, okay, this is kind of this gaggery to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. When it was our senior of college, you know how by campus there was a Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
We were all in Raising Cane's and it was, I don't know, like 1 a.m. and I was drunk AF. And my friend Katie, who loves Cocteau Twins, was already home by that time. And drunk AF me calls her and they were playing that song in Raising Cane's.
Ice Blink
Oh, I
Luck.
love their work.
Yeah, love their work. And I was just like, so I of course had to call my girl and be like, girl, they're playing Cocteau Twins in Raising Cane's right now. But I will like forever associate that song with Raising Cane's. It's like so delusional crazy.
No,
But
that's funny.
that's such a good pick. Yeah.
I love when like random like store or restaurant plays like some weird ass song. One time I was out, I want to say I was at Blaze Pizza and they played Kill V Main by Grimes. And it was the craziest thing ever.
No way. That's
Yeah.
so
I
funny.
had like a moment, I was like, is this what I think it is?
You're like, is this just happening in my
I,
head?
yeah, it's like, am I just like that gay that I just hear Grimes whenever there's quiet? When are we
Behavive.
doing that album? I know that Burden will probably follow me, but
Yeah,
that's some tea, some Art Angels smash,
it is so tea.
some Smash Angels.
Yes.
Well, are we ready to get into some clownery?
I'm ready to clown. Are
Very
you?
excited.
I, I'm feeling very excited. Okay, pop girlies, get your little clown mask on because
I
we're
know we should have gotten clown noses.
uh, well, that's just not in the budget, unfortunately.
Oh,
If any pop girly supporters, if you want to support us, Venmo us. You search us up.
no, we can't ask for money. We can't
That's
go that
funny.
far.
We'll start doing costumes.
That's what the Patreon will be for.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, my stomach hurts from laughing.
Well,
All right,
I
okay,
want
all
to
right,
tell them
clown,
about
clown,
the
clown.
mayhem ball costume, but now we can't.
What, mate? The thing that we've been talking about on the pod for like 9 months.
That Levi's gonna try to make the fuck ass hat.
I feel like we've talked about this on air
Oh.
like multiple
Yeah,
times.
I think we have.
I
Yeah.
think we
Oh, okay,
have.
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
listeners, if you
well,
don't know
stay
what we're talking
tuned.
about, listen to every single episode to
Episode
find where we talk about it.
right, and give every episode 5 stars, like
Five
five
stars.
Yep, yep,
comments.
yep, yep, yep.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect. Dissertation time now.
let's get into some clownery. So, who's the clown? The debut album by Audrey Hobert. Let's get into it. So, background. Audrey Hobert was born and raised in Los Angeles. She technically is a Nepo baby, as she grew up within the industry, but she's not like a Gracie level Nepo baby. Her dad is Tim Hobert, who is a television writer. He most notably worked for the show The Middle. Her mom like dabbled in musical theater, but mainly was a stay-at-home mom. She's three siblings, including the musician Malcolm Todd, who I don't know him, but he has a Wikipedia page, and apparently it's kind of a big deal to some people. No respect, no disrespect to Malcolm. I just don't know your work like that. So Audrey met Gracie Abrams at her fifth grade graduation, and the two quickly became best friends. And we will get back to Gracie shortly because she's a very important part of the Who's the Clown journey. So Audrey went to college at NYU and she graduated with a BFA in screenwriting. She has talked about in interviews that she's always loved storytelling and writing in general in any medium, but her primary goal was to write screenplays, to write scripts. So upon graduating, she worked as a writer's production assistant at Warner Brothers, and eventually she became a staff writer on a Nickelodeon sitcom created by her dad called The Really Loud House. These jobs meant that obviously she had moved from New York back to LA. And so upon moving back to LA, her and Gracie decided to move in together and become roommates. Around this time, Gracie was in the early stages of creating what would be her second studio album, The Secret of Us. For more information, listen to the Pop Girlies episode and like and subscribe, leave a comment. And just by hanging out together at the house and being so like close and familiar with each other and just spending time with each other, the two kind of began writing songs together. This was Audrey's first time songwriting. She never really done it before. She's always talked about that she loved music, but she just had never really dabbled in this world. And the two discovered that they had great chemistry as writing partners. So the pair co-wrote 6 songs on the standard track list of The Secret of Us, as well as the deluxe track That's So True, which has become Gracie's biggest hit to date internationally. Additionally, Audrey directed the music videos for Risk and I Love You, I'm Sorry. After that record was completed and released, Audrey realized that she wanted to continue writing music. Around this time, The Really Loud House got canceled, and Audrey no longer had a job. So she had, time to write music. Gracie connected her with her publishing company, which I think is a really cool thing that she did. That I think shows that Gracie's probably like a really good friend. And she signed a publishing deal with Universal Music Group. So after this, she began session writing, which is where a writer or multiple writers are in a room with a producer and an artist, and they try to just churn out songs as much as possible. But after going to a few of those, she discovered that she didn't really like writing in that way. She realized that, first of all, she just writes at a slower pace than what that environment requires. And she feels most fulfilled when she's writing alone. And she wanted to develop her own material. So she told her publishers that, and to her surprise, they were on board and said this was the start of the album's creation. So getting into the album, Audrey created the album with Ricky Gourmet, an LA-based musician and producer who is a protege and close friend of Phineas. They had met at industry events a few times before this and had really connected.
So she reached out to him and they started developing the album together. Largely, Audrey describes their process as the two of them working on like some kind of a beat, her taking it home and developing the song, the lyrics, the melody, and then bringing it back to him, and they fleshed out the instrumental together. For anyone interested in the creation of this album, or anyone who just likes reading about an artist process, which is something I always like reading about, even if I'm not particularly invested in the artist, I highly encourage you all to go to Audrey's website. So, under the archive section, she details the entire making of the record and she goes song by song and she includes like videos and pictures and like audio recordings of the process. And then she like adds a little like written description of each song, what the inspiration is, like what the creation process was like. It's really fascinating as both just to look behind the creative curtain, and also it's a really great like visual extension of the album's universe because like she has designed it in a way that's like just very much fits within the vibe of the record. So it's really cool. I recommend anybody who's interested to go check it out. Audrey is the sole credited writer on all but 5 tracks. The other 5 were co-written alongside Ricky. And she pretty much, I mean, I don't think it's her shading him, but I think she makes it very clear that like his input whenever he's credited as a writer on a song is like adding like a line or two. So even in the songs that he co-writes, she's largely the driving creative force behind them. And then he is the only credited producer on the entire album. Something that is interesting that I wanted to know is that the bulk of this album was created as an independent project. So Ricky was not getting paid for his work. They were not working under any kind of deadline. They were just working together on their own, making this album. And then very late into the process, Audrey started meeting with record companies and eventually signed a deal with RCA Records. This is kind of touched on in the song Phoebe. The record has 12 tracks and clocks in at 34 minutes and 54 seconds. It musically is largely just, pop, indie pop. I guess you could maybe throw in some singer-songwriter influence in there. So the release and reception of the record, Audrey always knew that Sue Me was going to be the first song that she released, and so it was. She released that as the first single on April 22nd, 2025. Bowling Alley was the follow-up on June 20th. The third single, Wet Hair, was released on July 23rd, which was the same day that the album was announced. The track list was announced on August 7th, and then the album as a whole came out on August 15th. Thirst Trap was released as the fourth single alongside the album, and then all 4 of those videos had music videos. All 4 of the songs had music videos that were directed and edited by Audrey, which again I think is really, really cool. I think it shows the level of like ownership and creative autonomy that she has. Again, kind of going back to this like idea of her as like a musical auteur, which is something I feel like I've talked about with other people. With Ethel last week, we talked about it. The album has received, I would say, a largely positive critical reception so far. Just because what?
Yeah, you're good. No, I was just saying you should move it just up a little bit. There you go. You're perfect.
Well, did it sound bad?
No, no, no. It didn't sound bad. I could just when you were getting closer to the mic, it sounded like you were like talking in the ear, and then when you would go back a little, it would sound like you were just a little distant. So I just thought maybe you should move it up just a
Well,
little.
what if I was trying to create a experiential experience? I wanted people
Well,
to
I kind of thought at first that's what you were doing, and then I noticed you like when you would move really close to the mic, I would be like, "Oh, is he like talking louder?" And I was like, "Oh no, the mic is just
the mic
like
is
a
just in my
little."
esophagus. Well, sorry. I got distracted by
Don't be sorry.
Drew commented in the Zoom chat and I lost the ability to think about anything. So sorry, listeners. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, reviews. So the album has largely, I would say, a positive critical reception, although not a lot have been published just because she's a newer artist. Upon reading through a few, I would say that her songwriting and kind of the unique style and voice that she has as a lyricist are the most consistent sources of praise. I would also say that the most common critiques are that some reviewers felt like the album gets repetitive, and then also that she would benefit from having more collaborators, which I disagree with, but we can get into that later. And just anecdotally, I think it's really cool when you see an artist kind of release an album,
to not really a lot of expectation and then just see people kind of organically show interest in it. I would say that like pretty much every day, just on my social media, I see more and more people listening to the album. I think the response is largely very positive. I feel like I see like probably like a tweet a day saying, wait, why is the song so good? And it's like a link to a song from the album, or like her being like, why did she have to gag Gracie like that, which is also very funny. I also, have people texting me like, OMG, I just listened to the Audrey Hobert album and it's great. Or, oh my God, like it's really grown on me. It's so much fun. I just think that this album is having a really cool moment and I'm excited for it to kind of continue to grow and just to see what she does next. I think that she's an incredibly interesting artist. And I think that this is a really special debut album in the sense that it's very fully formed. I don't think that this is really somebody who, releases their first album, but like clearly is still like finding their voice as an artist and like trying to develop. I think she knows exactly who she is, exactly the kind of music she wants to make. It's so specific, but also incredibly relatable. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see uh what happens for Audrey next and to see kind of the life that this album takes on. So that's what I have for the group.
Yay.
Well, well. Who do I want to go first? I don't even know. Maria, you're going to go now.
Okay. Well, this is exciting. So yeah, like I think this for me, I would not have even known about her or this album or anything if you guys hadn't told me about it, I don't think, because I don't have TikTok, so I didn't even know that this like Sue Me song was like so huge until like Benny and Mary Beth started singing it on Ride. Because they were talking about like edits of the overcompensating characters being set to this song. So like, that kind of puts me in the like the boomer geriatric category because now I'm like so behind on like the super like Zoomer trendy music, you know?
You not having TikTok is like kind of like really hard. Because I can now the you and Levi were the only people I sent funny TikToks to, and now I literally am every time I'm like, well, do I want to save this TikTok to my phone or just send it to Levi?
Well,
That's
it's funny because I
every
don't use TikTok. I just have it so people can send me things. I don't use it at all. I'm not interested in being addicted to the algorithm.
I don't subscribe to that narrative.
No, I don't. Me, like, I'm play Alexa, play AI by Katy Perry. Isn't that song? What's that called?
Artificial.
Oh,
artificial.
well, sorry, I'm not streaming
Why
it
you
every
so?
day.
Why you so? Why you so? Why you so?
Well, isn't it about AI?
Yeah, but it doesn't. She never says the words AI in the
Well,
song.
you know what? I'm trying to throw her a bone. So let's be
Yeah.
grateful, Miss Katy Cat.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have TikTok, so I would have been probably completely oblivious to Miss Audrey if I hadn't, had folks in the loop. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my couple listens of this album like front to back that I did. I think this album is really fun to listen to, just like press play at the top and just kind of like let the whole thing play. I really liked having it kind of on the background, and obviously like first listen paid a little bit more attention to it. So yeah, I think the album's super fun. It's kind of hard to like not compare her sound and her just vibe overall to Gracie. So in like contrast of the two, like I kind of like that her sound and her lyrics and kind of just like the vibe overall was like a little bit more abrasive than Gracie. Like it wasn't as like super duper, I guess like girly leaning. Like Audrey's music and sound has like a little bit more of like this kind of like edge to it that makes it like a little bit more like gritty, I suppose. So for like that, I really enjoyed it and thought her lyrics were really funny. Like there's obviously like a very like heavy like sheen of humor over like all of her lyrics and how she writes. And in her performance too. Like I only watched the video for Sue Me, but I thought the video was hilarious. And she just seems like so funny and just like an overall like very like has a radiance to her, I think, that was like so apparent from that video and just like her having this like very clearly improvised like I'm just gonna dance and do whatever and it's gonna look stupid and weird and wacky but it's just gonna like be whatever. Like I just like really appreciated that from that video. I just thought it was like super funny. And there was this one part of it that I actually had to go back and rewind because it was so funny. And it's like she's in the school hallway and she rolls out a red carpet, but she rolls it out crooked. And then it's a part where she's trying to walk down it straight. And then she realizes it's crooked and she makes this funny face and she like almost trips over herself. Like, oh, I just thought it was so funny. I was living for her.
Maria, you
Maria, you
have
have
to
to
watch
watch
the
Bowling
bowling
Alley.
alley. The bowling alley is Levi VMA video of the year.
T.
It's
It
so good.
is so good.
You also have said something really funny to me, Levi. I wonder if you, I'm gonna wait and see if you bring it up in your thoughts about that song. But if not, I'll say what you said. But you said something really funny about that song, Bowling
Okay.
Alley.
Well, now I'm trying to think. Okay, but Maria,
Yeah.
continue your
Okay.
story.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely like the vibe overall. And also in her vocal performance, like just like the Valley girl of it all is just like so apparent and so present. Like she like just like I don't know, the way that she enunciates, like just for, the campy dramatic effect of it all is just like really funny. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think for me, like this would probably become more of like a background album of like, oh yeah, the good like the vibe is good throughout. Like there aren't any like super hard like oh gosh, can't stand this one. Like I definitely have to skip it. So I think it's a pretty safe bet for like a no skips album in my opinion. It's not like Bible for me or anything, but definitely enjoyed it and I definitely liked it. So glad I kind of got to be introduced to something new. But yeah, I feel like that's all my thoughts.
Yay! Okay, last question. Are you the clown?
Um, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay, this is actually a good well, first of all, I loved hearing what you had to say because it's always fun like when I don't know what either of you are gonna say and then hearing what you guys have to say. Because Maria, I was like, I feel like Maria could go anyway on this. And so I'm really happy that you had a good time with it and that you enjoyed listening
Yeah.
to it. But I kind of want to open up the conversation about the album cover because we haven't talked about that. So,
True.
Maria, what do you think about the album cover?
Um, I I like it. I think it's funny. I mean, obviously you're supposed to think it's funny. But something about it, like something about the setting of it is giving me like um when you go to some sort of like historical museum and you're like looking at like like a scenescape in front of you that's
Oh,
supposed to
yeah,
be like,
totally.
oh, this was like the living room of a house in like the 1930s or whatever. It's very clear that like where she is like is a set. Like you could just
Yeah.
it screams this is a set, which I think is also funny. But something about it is just giving me that like, oh, like historical like museum like setting with like whatever. I don't know. I guess I said probably sounds like super silly, but that's
No,
just like
I
the
know
vibe.
exactly what you're talking about. I know
Yeah.
exactly where, because it's like there's like obviously like a lot of like set dressing and like props and stuff, but like you can tell it's like not like a real like person's house.
Right. Yeah. So I guess I mean I suppose are we supposed to like glean from the album that like she is the clown? Like is that what we're supposed to get?
Okay, so this is actually funny. So I watched this interview of hers, and one of her questions was like, "So who is the clown?" And she goes, "That's so funny because I didn't really think about it. Like it literally was she just named it that because she wanted like the visual gag of like there's like a clown literally behind her, but like the person's not supposed to know, well, is that the clown or is she the clown? She didn't have like an answer for if like she actually is a clown, if the clown is like, I don't know, the stupid guys that she's singing about or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so I kind of think it's funny that like her inspiration behind the album title was like a visual gag, which I feel
Uh-huh.
like is maybe not always what like a musician would go with, which I think probably speaks to her, background as like a film writer, TV writer, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I I think, well, I mean, maybe like, and knowing that she didn't really have like an answer to the question in mind, like maybe she wouldn't have gone for this, but like I think it would have been funny if her and the clown were wearing like the exact same outfit.
Oh,
Then it would
that's
be like
funny.
very like, oh, so she's definitely the clown. But for me in this, like something about her facial expression like makes me
It's
assume that she knows that there's a clown behind her, you
Yeah.
know?
She
Like she
has
kind of has this look like, yeah, there's a clown behind me.
she has the like it's such a bizarre facial expression.
Yeah.
that's what makes the cover for me is her face. It's so funny.
Well, see, for me, because so she had played with this clown imagery in like the cover art for the singles that she had released.
Yeah.
But I love that they were just like kind of normal clowns. And I love that this one's a scary clown. Like, I love that he's like an evil
It's
killer
like
stalker
demented.
clown. It's awesome. I think it's so, it reminds me, do you guys remember in like 2016 when all those videos of like clowns
I
were
was
going
literally
around?
gonna talk about, remember one of the first times we ever had a FaceTime, I told you about when I saw one.
Oh my
Do you
God.
remember that?
Yeah.
I saw one on the way to a voice lesson one time. I literally saw a clown at night in someone's driveway by themselves, and I literally like this was like first few months of driving, and I literally went like so fast in this random ass neighborhood, and I was like, I can't leave my voice lesson. There's a fucking clown across the street.
That is so funny. I don't know. I
Oh,
think there's something, it makes it even funnier to me that it's like a scary, evil clown than if it was
yeah.
like a sad clown or just like a happy clown. Like there's something about it being a demon devil clown that I find so funny. And I think that makes her facial expression even funnier because she has such like a, ooh, like, ooh, who's the clown kind of a face, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm happy that we're all gagging for it because I know some
Yeah,
people
we're
think it's
gagging.
stupid, and I just think they're wrong and dumb and don't understand the, level of cultural commentary that Miss Hobart is bringing to the table.
Right.
Well,
Totally.
thanks, Maria. Thank you for your
Yeah,
thoughts.
yes, of course.
Okay, Clown Drew. Drew
Yeah, I'm
Clowners.
ready to clown. Um, so yeah, I was made aware of Miss Audrey as a friend of Gracie before, obviously knowing about her abilities as a songwriter. Um, but I also remember uh the summer she was touring with Taylor when Gracie was opening for the Eras tour. She went on Instagram Live from her trailer, and Audrey was with her. And I remember they were just like the way that they interacted was like cracking me up. Like I don't remember exactly what they said, but I just remember do you ever have those moments where you're watching an Instagram live and you're like, "Oh, I've been watching this Instagram live for like an hour and a half." I like fully watched the entire thing. I just thought that their vibe together was so funny. And so seeing like The Secret of Us pop up so much and seeing her write with Gracie um just was really cool to me. So yeah, so once Sumi came out, I listened to it like pretty immediately and I really, really liked it. Um and yeah, so I was just really ready. I didn't listen to the rest of the singles too much because normally like I think we talked about this for Addison, like when there are multiple singles coming out and you know when the album's coming, I usually try to just wait just to not spoil it. Um but obviously it was such a good rollout strategy. I loved the cover art that she did for all of the singles and all of the singles are great too. So but yeah, getting into the album, I absolutely love this. I think it's one of the rare, obviously, like such a strong debut album, but it's honestly one of the most rarest times when an artist puts out a debut album and you feel like you're able to know them. Like, I feel like I am her friend listening to this, and it's almost like a sense of vulnerability that it's not like vulnerability in the way where she's talking about like this man who like completely broke her heart or like going through this like recounting memory. And maybe it's just because she's debuting like kind of later than a lot of other like normal pop stars debut, but I just think I was trying to think of other debut albums where I feel like I was able to really get to know her as if you were her friend, like getting to know her at like college or something like that. And I honestly like I couldn't really think of something because some of the best debut albums you really get to get into the artist as an artist. And like this, I feel like you this is a debut album where you're really getting into her as a human and like as a person, which I think is just so neat and cool. Um, and yeah, kind of what Levi was talking about in his dissertation, like it's so relatable, but it's also so specific, which I think is perfect for an album, especially going for something a little bit more comedic, which is definitely her lane. Um, so yeah, and I love the production on it too. I think the production's really strong. I hate all of the like I have also seen what Levi was saying, a lot of people saying how it could have maybe benefited from like more cooks in the kitchen, which I don't agree with at all. I think where it's at, I think is perfect. I don't um yeah, I don't think Audrey is trying to be this huge pop star and like having a lot of like um super intricate pop
Yeah, she's not trying
production.
to write
I
with Max
don't
Martin. Like it's not
no,
that
I
kind of a
don't
vibe.
think no, it's not like that at all. So yeah, and I love to um I feel like it's on her career trajectory is honestly really rare as well, like coming up through Gracie. I think not wanting to really be a songwriter. And I love how it could have easily, I mean, especially in today's like digital age, I feel like it could have easily went the way of like just being a direct comparison to Gracie, especially because Audrey, like, you can hear her influence so much on Gracie's album and like the comedic kind of timings that Gracie does and songs like That's So True and Risk and things like that. But I honestly, and maybe it's just the lane that I'm in. I don't see a lot of direct comparisons to both of them in a negative way. Like I may see like a funny tweet or two, but like I feel and it makes me really happy that like is able to really like stay in her own lane and really come up and be her own kind of thing. Um, so yeah, that's kind of I'll go obviously more into the songs that I really admire, but it's just such a knockout for me. Um, definitely, I mean, my favorite debut album of the year probably my second favorite album of the year after Virgin. Like it just is so that for me, and I've been listening to it nonstop. After obviously it came out the same day as Wishbone, by Conan Gray, which was a huge anticipated release for me. So after I really digested Wishbone and got into this, I was like, oh, this is major. This is a major thing for me. So yeah. Really excited to get into the songs though, but that's I think all I have in my immediate thoughts.
Yay, yay, yay,
Yay.
yay. Um, cool. Okay, so I'll get into my thoughts then. Yeah, I mean, very similar to Drew. Like, I remember I saw Audrey's name for the first time when The Secret of Us was really ramping up with, its release, that whole campaign. I thought it was really cool that, like, what Drew's background is right now, which you can see in our Instagram at Pop Girlies Pod. Please give us a follow. Uh, their Genius Lyrics interview together. It was actually the first time that an artist brought a co-writer to the interview. And Audrey has talked about being very grateful for how much like Gracie included her in the album campaign and highlighted her. I remember like right when the album came out, I think there was maybe like a lot of the album Instagram post from Gracie, or maybe she had an individual post just for Audrey talking about their collaboration and their friendship. And I just thought that was very sweet. I also didn't really know much about her. So I kind of assumed that, like, they were friends, but that like Audrey was like a songwriter. Like, I kind of thought of her, I figured that she was maybe like an Amy Allen type of person who, if remember from a few weeks ago, is a very close collaborator of Sabrina Carpenter, but also is like a very accomplished songwriter on her own. And so it was really cool to learn more about Audrey and this very unconventional path that she's had on her way to becoming an artist. I think it's so interesting and cool and happened very organically, which I think that you can really hear in the music. I don't think that this is like what Drew was saying. This isn't the music that somebody makes when they're gunning to be like the biggest pop star in the world. I just think it's somebody who has something to say, who has stories they want to tell and knows how they want to tell them. I think it's really, really cool. So yeah, that was how I became exposed to Audrey. I listened to Sumi the weekend that it was released because Drew sent it to me, and I remember really, really liking it. I was on my way home from the gym. I know exactly where I was, and I listened to it, and I was like, "This is really good. Like this is really, really good. I really like this." And it kind of surprised me how much I liked it. And I listened to it a few times, but then I really didn't check anything else out. I had followed her on Instagram, so I knew that there was something coming. I knew that the album was coming. And then the morning that it was released, that Friday, I knew that Wishbone had come out, so I was anticipating to have that be the first thing I listened to. But I have an oomph on Twitter. I have a mutual who is like a big music account, and this person tweeted like, "Wait, why is this album actually so good?" And I was kind of like, "Oh, you know, I didn't even think about this album. I didn't realize that it had come out. Let me just give it a spin." Well, first what I did, I first was like, "Oh, well, let me check out one of the songs." So I watched the video to Bowling Alley, and I was like, "Whoa, this is in different areas." Like I was so gagged by the song and the video on top of that. So I believe that song is like the kind of music that Joni Mitchell would be writing if she was writing today. In the sense that to me, that song is like essentially a folk song in the way that like it's so intricately crafts a story. It's so narrative based. That song is so economic because I don't even think it's a 3 minute song. I don't even think it gets to 3 minutes, but there is so much character development packed into it. There's so much narrative flourishes. Yeah, it's 2 minutes and 34 seconds. And she has this like incredible arc throughout the entire song. I was listening to this and I was like, this is a feeling I've had 1,000 times, but I've never heard in a song before. Because that's something I feel almost every single time I make plans. I like really want to hang out with people and I'm really excited to be with somebody. And then a lot of the times I get this feeling in my stomach like, I should just stay at home. I think I'm going to cancel. I don't want to be here. I think I should go. I think I'm going to stay. But then I somehow end up going. And then I'm like, wait, this is actually so much fun. I'm having a blast. And then I'm like, wait, I really want to be in bed. It's just this like, I think really universal feeling, especially for people our age, kind of in our generation, this like push and pull between wanting to be included and then wanting like time on your own. And, when you're on your own, you're like, damn, I feel like I'm missing out. I really wish I was, in with the crowd. And then when you're in with the crowd, you're like, I just really want some alone time. And it's this
You want
push
your
and
creams on.
oh, don't even get me started with my gown on. Are you kidding? Like, it's just, I was so insanely impressed by it that I immediately was like, okay, sorry, Conan, you're second in command right now because we have to get into this Audrey Hobert gig. And I was so completely gagged by the album, completely gagged by it. And I've only become more and more gagged the more I've listened to it. It has been on repeat for like pretty much a month straight. I've not really taken a break from listening to it. And I get obsessed with a new song pretty much every week. It's not a song, it's not kind of an album where like I only gravitate towards like four or five. Like I've pretty much had a moment with like I would say like pretty much every song here. Uh I think that the writing is insane. I think she's an insane writer. I think her pen game is crazy. I think she has such an immediately identifiable style and voice. She has such a unique presence and personality. I love this blend that she has of humor and sorrow. I think that so many of these songs walk a very fine line between being laugh out loud funny, not just like witty or clever, but like jokes, like punchlines in the song, and then also being really, really sad. I think Sex in the City is a great example of that. Sex and the City is a really funny song. She's talking about like he's heating up a pizza pocket. I wanted one, but he forgot it. But then it's also this very, very sad song about like isolation and kind of using sex as like a coping mechanism to ignore feelings of loneliness. I think Phoebe has a lot of that as well. I was just so struck by the way that she really towed that line. I think that's a really hard thing to do. And I think it's also really hard to make funny music not sound cringy or cliche or like a novelty thing. But I don't feel like this is a novelty album at all. I think that this is just who she is as a person. I think this album is very strange. I mean, opening an album with a song called I Like to Touch People is awesome. It's just awesome. It's awesome. And I love ending this album with a song like Silver Jubilee, which to me is like kind of like a parody, but also kind of a recreation of like recessions pop, early 2010s. We're gonna party and club. But then in the bridge, she goes, I don't really party. I stay at home. But for the sake of the story, let's throw it back to the chorus. Like, it's just so clever. She has such a way of turning the song on its head, diverting expectations. I think the production here is great. I think it really supports what she's trying to do. I don't think it's distracting in any way because I think that, they both know, Audrey and Ricky know that the emphasis and the star of the show is the lyrics and the stories. And so I don't think that there's any kind of crazy production happening that could divert your attention away from what she's saying. I think it just really supports it in a very lovely way. I think her vocals are awesome here. I think that kind of like I love that Maria pointed out the affectation that she uses and the way that she emphasizes certain words and kind of like has this like charactery kind of quality to her in moments. I think that she can be both very like conversational, but then also like melodic with the way that she sings. I was trying to think of a way to describe her voice, and I landed on the word limber. I just think that it's very like elastic in a way that I find very interesting. Um, and yeah, kind of building off of what Drew was saying about, this as a debut album, I really thought about it, and I think this is my favorite debut album since Sawayama by Rina Sawayama in 2020, which is like Holy Bible to me. It's just so rare for an artist to be this fully formed one album in. And I'm not saying this in a way to shade people. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do. It is hard to be this good and this consistent on your very first album. And it's also not like she had like EPs before this. She like had it like released like some material to kind of develop something, which then gets you to the album, which I would say is like a way a lot of modern artists operate because, the record companies want them to develop a bit more, gain a bit more of an audience. So then they have more momentum going into the album, whatever, because they want to obviously get a return on their investment. But she doesn't have that. She just kind of just barely started writing songs. And so I think that really speaks to who she is as an artist, knowing exactly the kind of stories that she wants to tell. I love how specific it is. I also push back on people who thinks that there need to be more cooks in the kitchen. No. I think another co-writer would dilute her and would sand off the edges that make her so interesting. I think that if she had somebody like a Max Martin in there, he would be telling her like, you have too many words in this chorus, you need to get rid of that, you have too many syllables, because she has this like rapid fire delivery where like every single second she's saying something. And I think that like a co-writer would try to pull that back, but to me that adds the character of who she is. Like I feel like she's like a drunk girl in a club who's like spilling her guts out to you and like saying everything that she's ever thought. There's a stream of consciousness in the way that this is written that I find so compelling, and I think other people would try to get rid of that and make it, more of a straight, structured pop melody, and that's just not who she is. So I adore this album. I can't wait to talk about, my favorite songs in particular. Um, this is, I mean, this is probably my album of the year so far. I don't know if it's going to end that way because we obviously have Tay Flo coming in October. Everybody's screaming for the life of a showgirl. So I don't know if the clown is going to stay on top, but I mean, I adore Virgin so much. I love Virgin. This album to me has had more legs already. And I just go back to it more, and I have found it more rewarding over time. And again, we're comparing supermodels and divas of the world, so I think both these albums are incredible. I'm not dissing. I love Virginity Forever. I love that, but I just am astounded by this album. And I also think the surprise element of it is probably adding to that like praise, just because I was not, I mean, I expect excellence from Lorde and she always delivers that. But like when I clicked play on this, I was not expecting the gaggery that I received, but it's absolutely incredible. So yeah, I'm a clown and I'm proud of it. Her stands should be called clowns.
Whoa.
I coined it.
Whoa.
Audrey, copyright me, baby. Okay.
Gag it.
So let's get into our faves and least faves. We're gonna start with our me hee hee hoo hoo hoos, which are the worst songs in the album, in our opinion. And we're gonna start with Maria. Marie hee hee ha 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 ha. What is your me?
Whoa. So my me is don't go back to his ass. For me, okay, I don't should I be scared? I don't know. Your guys' reaction was like so neutral.
You shouldn't be scared.
No, mine is also that.
And mine is also that.
Whoa, okay. Oh my gosh, I was like, I couldn't gauge whether or not I was about to be like tarred and feathered for that. But
It's
yeah,
the only
okay.
one that like I haven't like fully like gagged to yet.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like this one really seems like the title came first. And like she really just wanted a song on the album called Don't Go Back to His Ass, or like wanted that to be somewhere present on the album. I don't know if it needed to be a full song. So yeah, that's kind of how it feels like for me. It's not like a bad, horrible song, but it's just kind of feels like, okay, she clearly just like really wanted this to be here. But
I
I don't know.
agree. I also
Yeah.
think, I mean, that song is 2 minutes and 57 seconds, and it feels a lot longer than that to me,
Yeah.
which I don't think you ever want a song to feel long. If you have a long song, you want it to like fly by. But I always am like, the song is still happening whenever I'm listening to it. It's like, we're still doing this.
We're
Yeah.
still not going back to
It's like,
that
I get it. We're not going. She also says the chorus like 10 times in the song,
so many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
which I think is part of it. It's like, girl, I got it. We're not gonna go back. Enough.
I
Yeah,
understand the instructions.
I'm on the same page as you guys completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to add, Drew, Maria?
No.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Well, that was super easy. Okay, well now we're gonna get into our Holy Trinities, our three favorite songs. So, Maria, what's your clown Holy Trinity? Your Holy Clown-to-tree?
Quantity. Okay, so this was like really hard for me actually because there's like quite a few moments on this that I really
So
liked.
hard.
It's so hard. It literally was the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
So my number three is Phoebe.
Oh,
Oh.
yes. And preach on it, Maria.
Yeah, I mean, I love the sentiment here of like the evolution throughout the song of like learning I don't know. I mean, like I don't want to put words in her mouth, but like kind of it just what I kind of got from it was just kind of like a very radical self-acceptance, you know? So I just really enjoyed that and like kind of championing like the otherness that you might find in yourself. I thought was really cool as well. But then also comparing it to like Friends. I mean, I've never even seen Friends, so a little bit of that's lost on me. But like I understand like Phoebe being like the quirky weird character, you know? So
Mm.
like that I just like really enjoyed. My number two is Wet Hair.
Mm.
That one I really, really liked. I probably liked the like melodic structure of that song. Like maybe like I mean the best or second to best, I suppose. But yeah, I thought that one was super cool. I kind of and also I didn't say this before, but like I feel like this album also ha kind of has like something of like a mid 2010s like indie twee kind of vibe to it. Like obviously it's a little bit more modern, but some of that kind of like indie pop rock I got from this as well, especially from that song Wet Hair. So and my number one is I Like to Touch People.
Oh my
Gag!
God, gag.
Irene is a I like to touch people hater.
What?
I know. Irene,
No.
defend yourself in the comments.
I love those little loop-de-loops she does.
Oh my God, Maria, that's the greatest thing you've ever said in your entire life.
Whoa, thanks. Um, but no, I love this song. I love when an album starts with like the mission statement, especially with it being a debut album without having like any major releases beforehand. Because I just love how it is just very like, here's my thesis as an artist and as someone who makes music and writes. Like, here is what I'm all about in a minute in 2 minutes basically. So I just like really enjoyed that about the song, and I kind of also related to it a little bit as well of just kind of like I really like the line. I can't remember it exactly where she's like, I love like, hanging out with my friends, seeing them double over, like, seeing them
Mhm.
laugh and making people laugh. Because I mean, like, that is also just like so what I'm about. And like, when I was like growing up in like grade school, I so often got like the class clown distinction. So I just like relate to that so heavy. So I love that.
Uh,
So yeah, that's my fave.
that's a great top three, Maria. Great top
Yeah.
three.
Thanks.
Okay, Drew. What's your
Uh,
holy clown to tree?
I like my number three is like really eating at me.
I
I
know.
can't
No, I know.
decide.
I know. But you have to.
Um,
For the sake of the pod.
okay, I'm gonna decide. My number three is Sex in the City because it has my favorite lyric on the album.
And what
But
is it?
he's eating up a pizza pocket. I wanted one, but he forgot it. He's off his meds because he's an artist.
It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I mean, it literally is such a perfect song. It's also such a good story in the way she like intertwines it with like how it's not Sex in the City. Like,
And her being in an Uber and telling the story to the Uber
I'm rating you
driver.
Uber.
5 stars.
It's kind of
Uber
like her version
driver.
of Bad Religion by Frank Ocean, which is him talking to the taxi
Yes.
driver, but she's talking to her Uber driver. And I also think kind of both of your threes, I think, are examples of her having like a great understanding of like cultural references, but not just making
Yeah.
it to make a reference, but like in a way that like it adds to the narrative and storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So is my number two is Shooting Star. I love Shooting Star. Um, I I think I don't know. I wanted to say I think it's the most catchy song. Like it's the one that I always have stuck in my head, but it might not be true because there are other songs, but like it's just so catchy. I want to hear it out so bad. Like Shooting Star is probably the number one song from this album that like if I heard it at Scarlet, I would literally drop dead.
Oh,
It's just so
that's
good.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know if that would be in my top five ones that I'd want to hear out at a
Oh,
club.
You
really?
wouldn't want to sue me. I want to be
Yeah, Sumi would be
No, I want to
higher.
hear when I'm drunk in the club, I just want to be felt up.
I mean, I'm surprised that's not Thirst Trap. Like Thirst Trap to me is the one like
Well,
if I heard "So I'm Crazy,"
easy.
I would scream. I would go,
Well, okay, so let's
Yeah.
get to the number one, which is Thirst Trap.
okay, well,
Oh,
gag on
that was
that. Thirst
almost in my
gag.
top three.
Gag trap.
That is easily my song of the year. Like
It's so
that
good.
is, I
Thirst
think, one
trap.
of the
Whoa.
best songs I've
Yes,
ever heard.
yes.
I honestly, was there a song last? I mean, it might be my song of like the millennium. Like it is like so fucking insane how good that song is
I
with the
mean,
fucking saxophone and
this
uh
That's a gag.
saxophone, this
Oh my God.
saxophone is so good.
And the way that the saxophone solo is like 8 seconds maximum, and then the song ends
It's
is
awesome.
crazy. Is crazy.
It's also great because like you kind of think the song's over and then it just like comes back in again. It's so cool.
it's beyond. So yeah, I mean that's a crazy top three. It's crazy that Bowling Alley is not my top three. It makes me so mad.
Yeah,
But like
it is a little crazy for you. I have
but
to hold
I
you
know I
accountable.
knew it was gonna be in Levi's and I didn't know if Sex and the City was gonna be in yours, so I wanted to say that.
Well, you're right, because Sex and the City is not in mine.
Yeah.
So
And
my,
was it in no, it wasn't in Maria's,
it wasn't in
right?
Maria's,
No.
yeah. So you're the
Yeah.
sole Sex and the City
Okay.
representation.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
my it's actually interesting. Okay, this is interesting. So my three, I've decided my three was hard, but I decided to go with I like to touch people. I agree with everything Maria said. I think Maria absolutely nailed it. I think that it is just a phenomenal album opener because it does what an album opener is supposed to do, which is tell you exactly the kind of album that you're getting yourself into. It is so bizarre and weird, but also very relatable. I love that, like, at first you don't know if she's talking about like physically touching people or like emotionally, and then it obviously becomes clear what she's talking about. But I think that's obviously very intentional, that kind of like, whoa, what are you talking about? You like to touch people. Um, it's really funny. It's a thought that I've never heard in a song before. I love the kind of like vocal flips that she does in the I. It's so cool. It's an incredible song. I was also really close. Phoebe was really, really close for me. So I love that you picked it, Maria, because adore that song, and unfortunately really relate to it. So my number two has my favorite lyric in the entire album, and it is Thirst Trap. I think Thirst Trap is just like I mean, Sumi obviously is like a kind of a big pop moment. I think Thirst Trap is the pop moment on the album. There's just like the way that like she comes in with the "so I'm crazy" is just so satisfying to me. I love her like going up the octave towards the end of the verse, getting into the pre-chorus. I think every single melody is so catchy. I think Max Martin's pissed that he didn't write
He's so
this
pissed.
melody. I think he's like throwing computers at Shellback in Sweden, being like, "What the fuck didn't we do this?" It's so insanely catchy. It's again so relatable. It's the kind of like thing that anybody our age can relate to, this feeling of like hating how we look, wanting to be hot, feeling bored, feeling dissatisfied, not knowing what to do about it. So you take 1,000 pictures of yourself. Like, I love this. I'm taking thirst traps in the mirror in my room. I think I look bad, so I take 100. Like, who has not, even if it's a thirst trap, who has not taken a selfie themselves, thought, this is the ugliest fucking photo I've ever seen, and then proceeded to take like 20 more pictures? Me, every time I take a picture of myself, I'm literally
Me
like,
every
I'm
time.
like, who is this disgusting mammoth in my phone? Let me take 500 more.
She's a mammoth, of course.
Yeah, like but it's so relatable. And it's the kind of thing, it's like I've never heard somebody say that in a song. And I think it's just like this idea of like verbalizing and putting words to a truth and a feeling that so many people have had. It's just incredible. It's generational kind of a voice. And my favorite lyric of the entire album, it made me cry the first time I heard it, and it kind of makes me tear up. I'm gonna start tearing up talking about it. It's oh,
I think that's some is it
it's
the
uh I think I look bad, but it doesn't matter. I once read that some people's beauty can't be
yes.
captured. It's like one of those lines to me that's like incredibly philosophical, and like just in that line, I think it packs so much narrative and thematic weight. Like, this is something that you can tell that she's like thought and had to like tell herself, and like it's like a way that she's like trying to like comfort herself by like, I mean, I guess just, I just can't be captured in that way. And that's just kind of how I have to like deal with it. And it's so sad. And then you just get that crazy saxophone. Oh, it's so good. But unfortunately, it's not the song of the century. It's not the greatest song of all time. It's not the greatest piece of art of all time, because that is Bowling Alley. Bowling Alley, oh bowling alley, oh smashing alley, oh hit alley, oh bagging alley. It is, it
You
is,
got your jeans on and your crown on.
it is just like I can't believe that the song exists. It is it's perfect lyrically, melodically, productionally, vocally, every single aspect, the international implications, the security that that has, the national clearance that that has. It is everything to me. I already kind of talked a little bit about it in my intro. I just think like the way that this song is constructed is so impressive. It is so hard to tell a story like this, especially so concisely. Because again, the song is so short, but so much happens in the course of it. The melody is insane. I think it's one of the catchiest things I've ever heard in my entire life. And again, I think there are these just constant one-liners that like cut so fucking deep. Like I love in the second verse when she gets there and she makes that strike and then she goes, "Everybody loves a winner. Who's gonna tell him I'm a lucky beginner?" I
Oh,
love this
wait,
la
you
what?
have to tell them your idea for
Oh, is that the thing that you were talking about?
yes.
Oh, well, this is gonna be a staple of Dita La Vida and her drag shows. I think that this would kill as a drag number because what you do is you come on kind of Ebenezer Scrooge it up with your like nightcap and your nightgown and I think a little candle. And then well, no, actually, no, that's actually not what you do. You start in a normal outfit so it went like this. I finished work, then I came home pissed. And then you strip to reveal the nightgown underneath, put the cap on, get your little candle out. And then when you go to the bowling alley, you reveal it, and there's like a bedazzled, glittery bowling alley shirt underneath. And then once you go back, you strip it again, and there's a nightgown underneath.
So that's 5 reveals?
Only
Four.
four.
Whoa.
But
But
Dita knows how to do it.
imagine if you like, because imagine watching that and just somebody's constantly like strip. It would be so funny and like narratively driven by the music, the song, honey. And I just think this last line too, I need to point it out,
Yeah.
which when she goes, I'll be honest, yeah, the bowling alley kind of felt nice when she's back in her bed. And I just gagged so hard the first time I heard it. I turn the light on and I stare at the prize. What? Like, there's just so much packed in that. It's like this idea of like needing to be back home because you've been with people too long, and then you get back home, and then you're just like staring at this thing and be like, what does my life all mean? Like, what does everything mean? And she spends the entire night just staring at this prize that she got. It's so like who is writing complex shit? Who is writing at this level? Who is writing like this? Where else is this happening in culture? Nowhere. Audrey is culture. She is everything. My veins are popping out of my neck. It's so good. Give her fucking Grammys. Like it needs to happen.
Audrey is culture.
She is.
She really is. Like it's insane.
She like
If she went to college with us, like we would have
oh,
so
she is every gay guy's dream. Every gay guy wants to talk to her. Every gay guy wants to be friends with her. Oh my God. She could assemble an army of twinks to defeat any oppressor. She's everything. Oh, she's the
Wow.
end all be all. She's the night, she's the day. She's the sun, she's the moon. She's the
the
sky, she is
stars.
the sea. She's
All
everything.
things return to Audrey.
Oh, you think all the roads are leading to Rome, Mama? They're leading to Audrey Hobert. They're leading to the bowling alley.
See, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
Girl, the clown comes back to serve. It comes back to gag, smash, and slay.
Wow.
She's literally
Wow.
So
everything
do we
to
just
me.
give the album straight tens or like
Well,
do we
let's
need
get into
to
it. I mean, let's get into this, because who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows? So anything could happen in Pop Girlies. Anything could happen. So
anything can happen?
Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. Drew Fork,
It's a 10 gag.
10 gaggery forever. Okay. Marie, should I put you down for 10?
Ugh, you guys, I don't want to hold my hand tank, but I have to be true to my heart. I can't give it a 10. I
That's okay.
can't.
That's okay. That's okay. But what are you gonna give it?
I was thinking an 8.
As long as it's not if it was in the sevens, I would maybe have to, call you into the principal office. But eight, I'll take
Yeah.
an eight. I'll take an eight. I'll take an eight.
Yeah, thank you.
So it went like this. I gave
It's
it a
like
10. Okay.
wait,
And there
so
we
what's the
go.
average?
9.3.
Uh
And like, I'm
Is that
sorry.
okay?
Yeah, it's great. It's
Is that
great.
okay?
It's great. Um, Drew, I think we have to say the crazy text that I sent you about talking about Gracie and Taylor.
oh my God. Yeah, so what song I was walking home from the bus when I was
Let
listening to
me search
Audrey.
it up. It was maybe the funniest conversation, well, one of the funniest conversations we've ever had. We were talking about bowling alley, and Drew goes, "Yeah, Taylor is telling Gracie to end her right now." And then I respond, "Oh girl, Taylor has locked Gracie up in a cupboard until she comes up with something better than bowling alley." Drew responds, if she doesn't before she needs to submit the GA3, she's lighting her apartment on fire again, but throwing the extinguisher out the window. For context, Maria, I don't know if you know this, but when they wrote Us, they like lit Taylor's apartment on fire.
And Gracie recorded Taylor putting out the
The
fire with
fire.
an
Like they like lit
extinguisher
her like kitchen on fire.
What?
And it's
on
on her
accident, like a
Instagram.
candle blew up or something.
Yeah, like the candle like melted into like the
Island.
the island. There we go.
Oh, wow.
And so there's a really popular video that Gracie posted when the album came out of Taylor like being like, I don't what I guess I just
She's literally
I
fireman. She's like saving lives.
Oh, wow.
and so I'm like
and then I respond to Drew by saying, yeah, she'll send her to Ed Sheeran's house for the summer as punishment.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
if
true.
you know, you know.
And it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Taylor's like, Gracie, you cannot fucking embarrass me like this. Get your shit together right the fuck now. Take out this Audrey hoe. And that's what we have.
That's what we
in
have.
Pop
That's
Girlies.
the clown.
So, Pop Girlies, tell us who the clown is. Are Drew and Levi the clowns for giving it 10s? Is Maria the clown for giving it an 8? Are you the clown for not listening to the album yet? Are we all the clown? Who's the clown? We want to know. Sound off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so what now?
So what now? So we kind of mentioned the album that came out the same day as this album. So like obviously the day is going down in history. But we're gonna talk about it. So next week we're doing Wishbone by Conan Gray. So get your wishbones out, get your sailor outfits on and your PJs on and
Get
your gown on.
wishbones out.
You said that like get your headphones on.
You said that? That was so crazy.
So get ready for it and listen to it and yeah,
And gag on it.
and gag on it.
Gag bone.
Wish gag.
Wish gag. Smash bone. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that didn't sound good. Smash bone.
I'm gonna go to the bowling alley.
I'm gonna go back to his ass.
I'm gonna go take thirst traps in my room.
Bye, Shanti.
Bye.